There is a moral element to the economics of social justice. And the moral element is, look, we want to empower human beings to succeed. And in order to empower human beings to succeed, it's very, very important that any inequalities we have are tied to the common good, in the sense that those inequalities are earned in a competitive pursuit. There is a school of thought that social justice somehow entails equality. That is not something that I ascribe to as a social justice warrior, but that's out there. I don't think equality works. I think we've seen equality attempted in communist nations, and we've seen the results of that. I define social justice to be a more robust macroeconomy that is designed to get the most out of everyone, that everyone has the ability to achieve man's noblest achievement of very high productivity. I think social justice is just, and I think it's hard to come up with an argument against social justice other than if you define it in a Marxist way. And Marxism obviously is radical redistribution. I think that's a distorted version of social justice, or at least a very extreme version of social justice. And it ought to be a warning to us, because when such a discredited theory gains traction in popular discourse, it's because there's something wrong with the system as currently constructed. And the solution, in my view, is to make the system more democratic in accordance with our renegotiated Constitution, 19th Amendment, 15th Amendment, 26th Amendment, and a more inclusive economy. I do think we have obligations to each other. I'm invested in your success. I want you to succeed. I want you to be the most productive person you can be, and I want my other co-citizens to reach those lofty heights. Because if you all reach those lofty heights, I know that my efforts are going to pay off greater economic benefits than if I'm in an impoverished scenario. I think social justice is important today because if we get this right, we could have a society that meets everyone's needs in a sustainable fashion. We could see great gains in life expectancy. We could see gains in tertiary education attainment. We could see gains in per capita income, and we could see gains in terms of clean energy. Those are the stakes. There are people who have great wealth and power in our system, and we need to think about their rights without any question whatsoever. But there is an unfreedom of poverty. We need to figure out ways to help the disempowered actualize their economic potential because of the compelling societal needs to bring all productivity to bear from all quarters of the population. And so the question really becomes this: given this balance of freedom and unfreedom that we see, what's best for everybody?